Hello, this is David from Wave Trader. I want to show you a trade I'm currently in on the EurCad pair. So I consider this to be a swing trade. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through my thought process and how I got into this trade. So right now I'm on the 4-hour chart, and I'm just going to delete my calculation and go to the monthly chart so we can have a look. So on the monthly chart, this is what I'm looking at. All right. So never mind what's been going on here. Okay, we can do a lot of assumptions, but what I want to just focus on right now is the fact that we have railroad tracks here after an initial rundown in price, and you can see by my trend line here that we are in an uptrend. Okay, because of these railroad tracks here, and you can see that the trend line is supporting. I saw this. Okay, after I saw the railroad tracks, I drew my trend line. Okay, and I decided to assume for a bullish situation. So coming to the weekly chart, I saw this congestion here. But one thing I want you to note about this is that if we were to look back previously, this is 2015 April, you can see that the market respected the trend line here and bounced up and gave us this bull run in price. Okay, came down again, respected this area near the trend line, basically this area of support, went up, back up. So we are in another area of intense support again. So the trend line is to help me determine how to get into it. Okay, so even though I haven't plotted MACD on this chart, I can tell you that this is positive divergence going on here. All right, we have an incidence of positive divergence here. So positive divergence at an area of support with the trend line being resisting the price, or rather supporting the price. That gives me a confluence of events. Okay, so it gives me confidence to look for a bullish situation or a long trade. So by going to the daily chart, you can see more definition. So on the daily chart, you can see our positive divergence here. Okay, and that has caused price to begin to try to reverse. So if we were to look for a wave bottom situation on the daily, we will actually consider this one as our first wave bottom situation, which gives us price targets to this region. And you can see I'd already marked where I was thinking of going initially, this third target here. Okay, so this one gives us price targets to this region. Now if we were to take the second one here, the price targets are more or less roughly in the same area. So the best thing to do in this situation, because this is a position or a swing trade, so the best thing to do in this situation is to take the most current wave bottom situation, which is and you can see that the targets are still more or less roughly in the same area. So it makes sense that from a position point of view, this region will be a plausible area to take your profit target. Okay, I've set my profit target here because I believe that the market still has situations of pullbacks. It will have situation of pullbacks before getting to this region. So there's no reason why I shouldn't bank some profit before continuing the trade. Okay, so basically I've set my price target here. Okay, but of course, even if the market begins to reverse in my reverse here, all I have to do is wait for a pullback situation and then get into the market and aim for this region. So going to the 4-hour chart, this is what's going on. Okay, so on the 4-hour chart, you can see here we have a very good incidence of a wave bottom situation. And I want to say something in passing here. You see how by analyzing from the monthly down to the 4-hour chart, you can enter into a trade with perfect confidence. You don't have to be afraid. Okay, you don't have to be afraid when you make your top-down analysis, and it tells you where the market is supposed to go. And you can see that the market is going strongly in my favor in this region. Okay, so let me just go to the 1-hour chart and show you better clarity. So on the 1-hour chart, I placed a limit order here which wasn't filled. You can see that the market did not quite make it, but I still entered with a market order. Okay, this was a buy limit, and this is the market order. You can see that it's going strongly in my favor. So I'm just going to move my stop right now. Protect profit. Let me just move it here. The reason why I'm moving it to this region is because when the market begins to move so steeply like this, if this is being caused by news right now, there's a possibility that it can sharply come down. So I don't want to move my stop too close and get taken out, okay, so quickly. So right now I'm in profit, and that's what matters. So if we were to take our price targets from a day trade point of view, then you can see that I'm close to the first target here. And considering what's going on, it makes sense to actually leave it until you can get to the fifth target. Okay, most likely the sixth. So my profit target that I set on this trade is based on the intraday wave bottom that I have shown here. All right, so that's where I intend to take my first profit target. Okay, and if the market actually decides to reverse, you can see that this in this particular situation from here to the lower trend line is 177 pips. So if the market decides to reverse here for any reason at all, I can still make a reasonable trade out of it, and that is why I'm actually leaving my profit target here. If not, the real place to take my profit target will be here. Okay, but of course I'm going to keep my eye on this chart like an eagle. I'm not going to let it go. So that's my take on the EurCad currency pair, and I hope that I was able to show you a thing or two today. Thank you very much.